3D printing has always been kind of a pain for me, a blessing and a curse. It's allowed me to do a lot of cool stuff, but it always seems to come with problems. It's not as easy as you want it to be, and I would often end up with tons of failures, and that could be really discouraging. But recently, I had to print an absurd amount of minis, and it's only the beginning. I'm gonna be printing more and 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 more. Because now, apparently I, myself, one person, am a miniature manufacturer. Thankfully, this has forced me to get good. Some of the things that have helped me get good are just taking the time to learn a lot more about things like supports and properly getting my settings done. But I think the biggest help has actually been this printer. There's a lot of printers that I have used that have been pretty decent, or I should say very good. But this is the first one that's felt like it's plug and play, and it's fast. My frozen printers always gave me really good quality, but they always required a certain amount of upkeep and, just general maintenance in terms of like leveling things when things failed. Well, this one's neat just because it self-levels, which is very helpful. And the way the vat moves, instead of just this moving up and down, makes it a lot quicker. Anyway, I'm not trying to sell you on that printer, although I do think that if you want to get into 3D printing right now, that's probably the one that's the most user-friendly. It's the Elegoo Saturn Ultra 4. I think that's what it's called. I'll link it. I just want to talk about how I have gone down many paths for making miniatures as an indie publisher. It was a very small business. When we did Idols of Torment, we got some of the models made in injection molded plastic. And this was a huge accomplishment, both navigating how to get it done as someone who's never done it before, and just in terms of absolutely insane costs. The cost to get the mold made for one of these is like $10,000. So these two is $20,000. It takes a long time to recuperate those costs as an independent creator. And when I started planning out Void Birth and knowing I wanted physical miniatures available, because I realized not everyone has 3D printers. I think it's important to provide physical minis. I realized that plastic was out of the question. Getting a company to cast them in resin is actually like a pretty good solution. I like that a lot. That's how I got these done. These are two miniatures that I sell as merch. And I had my friends at Westphalia Miniatures coordinate getting these made for me. But they're not cheap. There's a lot of labor involved. And those molds don't last forever, so they're constantly having to remake them. It just makes these minis pretty expensive per mini for me, which means I can't sell them for any useful amount of profit on the large scale and keep the prices in a territory that I feel comfortable with. But it kind of works for just like one or two minis. But with Void Birth, there's at least 3 core miniatures and then a handful of others that are super secret that there's no way you will have seen them yet. And if the campaign does well, I'm gonna need a lot of them. So resin casting was not viable. So at a certain point, we just decided, hey, let's just go the 3D printing route. Just like most things as a small business, there's only so much that you can do yourself. And it can be very important to try to find other people that you can hire or contract out to do certain tasks. And this was the perfect thing to look for. Spent a lot of time looking for a partner to do 3D printing for us, both for the Void Birth minis and for the Idols of Torment ones. And I found a couple partners that were great, that would be able to provide really high quality stuff. But it again was not cost effective because there's still a lot of labor involved, and those minis would still need to be shipped to us, and then we'd have to package them, like with tariffs and shipping prices being really high. That just becomes a nightmare. I found some cheaper options, but they weren't up to our quality level that we wanted. So that ended up meaning that if I wanted to 3D print a lot of miniatures and be able to maintain control, I would have to do it myself. And that's where this little setup here, which is just pretty simple, one printer, actually came in pretty clutch. There's no way I'd be able to do this with my previous printers, but I've managed over the past month to print several hundred minis successfully with a handful of failures, but I've also figured out how to create a workflow that accommodates for any print failures and is still viable. So when we do the Game Found campaign for Void Birth, I will likely end up fulfilling those miniatures myself. Unless it hits crazy numbers that it's just not feasible, but even then, if it's a lot, my plan is to just get more printers and increase my production and just have a couple weeks of really giving her time to get her done. In the meantime, it is how I've been able to make Idols of Torment minis available, physical ones, which was really important because we also just launched the painting contest, so we wanted to make sure those physical models were available. And I'm super proud of having them available and how they've turned out. Got them all nicely packaged up. Each model is individually bubble wrapped in a nice box. It's got all the info and pictures on the back, a nice little seal. I'm very happy about these. We got them on idolsoftorment.com. And it's just been really satisfying and liberating to be able to output that many minis by myself. It's not ideal. I don't want it to be a long-term solution, but it's fantastic for an intermediate one. It is what I've been spending an incredible amount of time on lately though, so that's not great. It's not the most creative task, but hey, it's cool that I can do it. I do really want to, at some point, build a little room in my basement so I can set up a couple printers and have them going without all the fume nonsense. And also so I can free up some space in this studio because it's not as big as it might look. And doing the printing, this takes up a lot of room. I'm also really happy that when I made a whole bunch of sets of these models in advance before putting them up for sale, that a good chunk of them actually sold, so it wasn't a big waste of time. They're technically done to order. That's what the website says, is that they're basically print on demand, made to order. That's sort of just a fail-safe in case I run out of a certain one and need time to make it. Realistically, I'm trying to have everything in stock and ready to ship within a day or two. But I've already sold out of some of the sets, some of the more popular ones. This one here, the Vein, has done very well. And yeah, I got another 2 sets printed out last night, and I'm gonna clean them up, I'm gonna box them up, and they'll be ready to ship. I'm not super in love with what 3D printing has done to aspects of the hobby and the do-it-yourself nature of the hobby and creating stuff. But on the other hand, I am so thankful and just really appreciative of the fact that it exists at a consumer grade level for someone like me to be able to use it to, partially take another step further towards my dream of being a successful gaming and miniature company. That's where I'm at right now. Even though I've had 3D printers for many years now, it still feels like science fiction. Like, this is friggin' Star Trek.